Friends, I just took off a look, put my brows back on, and thought we could do a skin prep together. I start with, don't talk and do this because it's just a mouthful of peppermint, but I love, love, love this. I'm gonna let that sit for just a second, literally just a couple seconds. And then I go in with this. This under makeup has been heavenly, just absolutely wonderful. And I do 2 pumps of this. That's gonna go everywhere. I'm gonna show you the sunscreen I use too. Press, press, press. That actually helps things get really thin on the skin too. At night, I use an actual eye serum, but right now, especially when I'm gonna do my makeup, I'll just put on a little bit of this 𝗕𝗘𝗧𝗬 stick, and then I actually still use a brush. I know it's so wild, but I use a brush and then I take a little bit on my lid, and then I finish with my sunscreen. Okay, there we go. Let's get started. I'm gonna work this in better, but off camera. But actually, I wanna put these on. I put these on almost every single day. I have used so many different eye patches, and these are the only ones that do exactly what I want. They hydrate, they firm, they're just absolutely delightful. But this particular brand and version of this does not peel and change my concealer underneath. Some of the ones I've used before, they don't work well with concealer once you go to put that on, so it kind of defeats the purpose because I want this to make my concealer look better. So these are just my favorite, and they've been my favorite for many years now. I want to do some cool tones. This almost looks like grayscale. I love it. I love these palettes, like I've mentioned before, when it comes to my neutrals, kind of my classic colors that I always reach for. This is the neutral, this is the cool. But I was gonna say I reach for these more than I reach for my Viseart palettes. That's a big deal in my world. So I thought we could use these two. I normally don't like to palette hop, but y'all let me do it every once in a while. Let's start with, when I'm going cooler, I really like to use a base that's very close to my skin tone, and I love this one. This is the shade Sandstone. C31, and I talk about using a denser brush like the C31 whenever you're laying down, I'm a gremlin, whenever you're laying down your eye base foundation, because how you set that tone and how smooth you get this is really the most important part, because this is really the groundwork. Things are falling. This is the groundwork for the eyeshadow, how it lays and how it wears. So the C31, always use what you have. This one is delightful, but something really short and dense like this really sets that tone. E28, and this one's still in stock. I don't know how wild I want to get with my eye look, but I'm grabbing this shade on the tip of the brush. And let's just go ahead and push this into the socket. Y'all know how wild I can get and how quickly it evolves, picking up more. I always like to build. I mention that a lot, but we have new friends every day. And instead of just picking up a ton of product all at once and even doing like that, I'm just kind of mindful. I just do 2 or 3 taps into a shadow. I know what my brush is picking up, and I just build. And there you go. I'm already built up to exactly where I want to be. I feel like this palette is just such a true neutral. It's not too warm and it's not too cool. I'm trying to decide where I want to place this. Let's kind of place this right above the darkest part. Perfect. I don't know where we're going. One thing about my eyeshadow tutorials, even my skin tutorials, even where I end up with my lip, I don't have a clue. I don't plan this stuff, y'all. I'm literally just winging it, just having fun. I think of my face as a canvas, and we're just painting, and we're along for the makeup ride. That looks good. Let me brighten up my brow bone. I'm using a matte. Just a whisper. It also kind of blurs and melts everything together, especially when you can find one pretty close to your skin tone. Now this one's much brighter, but if I use a very light amount, it's just kind of my finishing blur shade for the top part here. This shade's fun. I don't think I've used this shade. Let's just take a little bit of that and minus the Gene Bean here. Let's just pop that right here in the center. Oh, that's so pretty. Just right where the eye is sticking out the furthest. That way the light catches it. Then we'll take this shade and just make sure that we don't have any gaps here. And here it's like a whisper of a spotlight eye. So I'm so excited to try out the Urban Decay liners. I did swatch them and there was a glide like I've never seen before. It does come with a little brush on the side. It looks like the E27. That's actually so cool. So for me, I never look at this as competition. It's more confirmation. And it's a really nice feeling when I see something, say a brand that I've looked up to forever, have something very similar. It really just makes me go, hey, you kind of are doing this right. I want to do just a little bit of a wing, and I feel like this is going to be a really easy way. I'm going to quit yapping. I'm so excited. Even the shape. No, I have to show you the shape of the actual liner. Do you see how it's not a just kind of classic liner? There's an angle to it, and I feel like because that's going to fit so nicely right here, it's going to be so easy. Yeah, that glide is absolutely delightful. And then I even like that it's so creamy, but not too creamy so you lose control, but it's creamy enough to where you can stamp. And I talk about that a lot because stamping actually equals control. E27, and I'm just gonna do a couple taps just to smudge it. I'm actually gonna hold this a little bit further back so I have lighter pressure. That's why the handles are so long. That way you can control pressure. When you just have one length of something, say it was just about this long, there's only so much you can do, but you have options the longer the handle is, just like a paintbrush, because we are artists after all. So these do dry a little quickly. That means that we just have to be mindful and not talk too much. That way we can, I'm just layering it up, which I would do anyways, but you really got to get in there a little more quickly. But then once it sets, that's what we're wanting from it because it's not going to move. But just be mindful of your dry time. I really teach that with just about everything. Now, I feel like there's really something here when it comes to this angle. There's something about it that just makes it really, really easy to work around the eye. I was going to leave the center bare just because I think it's kind of fun. But I feel that it's really easy to fit it in here. And that glide is really, really good. And if there's one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clean up my edges with some micellar water. Cleans up nicely. And then I am adding just a little bit more of the liner. This is very, it can be tedious. Let's just be so for real right now. That being said, when you can get a gradient and just keep applying the darkest part to the base of your smudge, whether that be your lash line, a wing, just call it the base of your smudge, it gives so much dimension and just looks so intense and so good. Let's do Wild Child. These are the self-adhesive. If you're wondering why they're sticking to me like glue, they literally are self-adhesive glue. Okay, got that on. Okay, this is gonna be really fun. I'm at my most fair right now, my most wintertime complexion, and all of my foundations are just not going on the way that I like them to. So this is gonna be really, really helpful. I like to take my bronzer. I'm actually going to add some blush into this, but nothing on my face right now. We're doing an underpaint. And I'm gonna take a fluffier brush than usual, just a couple taps, and I'm going to place this where we normally would bronzer, and it's just gonna help our foundation look a little bit more seamless and kind of become friends with the rest of my complexion right now because I've got my redness, I'm very, very pale in some areas, and I've been very much under the weather. So this is just going to kind of, this is my cheat code essentially. And I'm using the fluffier brush so I don't apply a whole bunch. Remember, the fluffier the brush, the more diffused and even thinned out the application. This shade for bronzer toasting, and that's where we essentially just add kind of a bronzy, just a whisper, a bronzy blush into this so it really suits my skin tone. If you've never tried this, this is your sign. This is such a great way to underpaint, especially if you are fair to even a medium skin tone, game changer. I'll just throw this on, it's easy to throw on. I do like this formula. I always want to tell you who it's for. It is not for oily skin types, absolutely not. It is way too emollient for oily skin types. Even combination might be able to use it, but just think about how juicy that is. And think about all of that on your skin type. I'm balanced to dry. Right now, a little bit more on the dry side. So I hope that that helps you understand who this can be for. Oh, I already feel better. C42, we're taking a denser brush so we can get more coverage and then go on top. I'm still gonna do blush, and I might even do a little bit of powder bronzer. Don't be afraid of layers. Layers equal longevity. I don't know why I had to sing that, but here we are. Actually, I was a singer many, many moons ago. So I've tried this and I'm really on the fence because I already love my Estee Lauder, and I was sent 3 shades. The other shade was way too yellow, way. And I feel like Charlotte Tilbury, for me, when I think of it, I think of very warm, very yellow undertones. So I have shade 3.5 Fair, which is much too light, even for where I'm at right now. So I'm gonna mix these two, which I normally don't do, but I wanna give this kind of a shot. I'll purchase and I'll at least look and see if there's a cooler tone shade for me, but I don't feel like there is. So I'm gonna mix it with the other shade I was sent, which is 5 medium. And it's still very, very warm, but at least it gives a little bit of depth. Now this is a wildly full coverage concealer, which I love. Love that. Y'all understood that if you've been with me for a second. But that being said, it's these daggum undertones. C32. We'll blend this out. I don't even feel like we're gonna need color corrector because of how full coverage this is. I haven't even, because it wasn't released. Obviously this was, I think I mentioned it was sent to me. I'm always pretty good about that. But I'll check the undertones, which I think it's released now. So maybe there is one for me, I just wasn't sent. But I will say, and all the rest of the complexion that is in Charlotte Tilbury's collection, it's all way too warm for me. This looks good though. This looks really, really good. I'm gonna take a little bit of MAC Refined Golden, and I'm gonna set the perimeter, because remember there is that bronzer underneath there. And instead of setting with powder, oh, that looks so good. I'm gonna set with bronzer, that way it doesn't get too dull. Dull equals gray, if you're wondering. I try to be mindful of even the words that I choose, because even, we used to hear, we as in me, the term sallow skin, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't even know what it is and how to fix it. So I hear the term, but I don't even know what it looks like to fix it, is what I should say. So I try to even tell you dull just means gray, flat, muddy. I'll give you all of that. And I really hope that that helps. This is actually coincidence, but I really actually liked these from Charlotte Tilbury, and I pulled them out the other day to try them. I will say, don't try to put a sponge on your face at this point. Now, if you're okay doing that and it's working for you, always continue. I don't want to be that person that's like, you're doing this wrong. I've never been that way. But if you are having patchiness, it could be because you're taking a sponge like this and then that is gonna go, and then it's gonna take and leave a hole, and then it's hard to fill that gap back in. So I'm gonna use all of this. Nothing there is wasted. And I'm gonna pick this up with a C41. I'll pick up half of it and I'll just kind of push it here. I thought that was a really pretty pink for this look. Oh, that's so nice. Pick up a little bit more. And I have enough here for both sides of my face. Time for my Givenchy powder, and I feel like this just kind of blurs and makes everything friends. And I will, before I go in, I want to make sure that this is nice and pressed out. Delightful. Dougie's snoring. Oh, I love it with the eye too. I got a hair. I love layering. Also, don't look at this brush. Whenever you see these, we're just testing stuff out. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of place that blush a little bit more here. And I feel like if you've been trying to achieve this, this isn't quite that perfect gradient pink cheek, but it's a step in the right direction if you are wanting to kind of practice it. This is also delightful. This is from the Edward Scissorhands collection with Melt Cosmetics. Near and dear to my heart. Not only do I love the movie, but I adore that brand. And then if you still got a little bit more of a hair, look at how pretty that is right there. Pink and gray cool tones. I eat it up with a spoon. Isn't that pretty? Listen, I start off trying to do simple looks and then a little makeup gremlin takes over my body, and by the time we're done, I have a different eye shape. I just think makeup is so much fun, and I sit down and I just feel so inspired. So that's what I want you to do. This is an ABH shadow stick. I've been reaching for these a lot. This is Graphite Glow, but I'm going at an angle just to kind of lift the eye up a little bit more. Stop me, shmee. It's literally what goes on in my head. Another one, this is the shade Blue Ice. It's literally blue ice. I'm not mad at that. That had to go here, and you know it. Stop me. I'm out of control. Have you seen this? This is the new Powder Kiss. Yeah. Hazy matte lipstick. This is the shade Girls Weekend. I'm just gonna put it on, okay? Oh, I love it with this. That is really pretty. Now, I don't know what lip liner I want to use, but that's a really good shade on me. It looks really, really cool here, but on with a little bit of the redness in my lips, I can get behind this color. Even when my transition is more cool tone like this, I love the idea of matching my lip liner. So I grabbed MAC Greige. I thought this would be really fun. Maybe not everybody's cup of tea. Some of us like chamomile, some of us like Earl Grey. I like Earl Grey. I did not mean to make that reference since this is more gray, but I do. Okay, that's enough yap. Let me blend this out. All right, my friends, this is our finished look. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed painting it. I know I get carried away sometimes, but I do feel that even in my most wild feral looks, there's always a little tidbit that you can take to really enhance the makeup routine that you enjoy the most. So through all of that yap, there's a little tidbit in there. I know that there is. Thank you so much for watching these long tutorials. It means the world to me. I love you. I love you with all of my heart. And until the next video, bye for now.